Hey guys, TGIF, happy Friday. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I discuss with my clients all the time, and it is about how you can make your favorite foods, some of the more indulgent foods, more hormone friendly and more healthier. Because let's face it, let's just keep it real. If there's no way that we can enjoy slices of pizza or pasta or go out to eat, there's no way that we can actually sustain healthy lifestyle changes if we can't enjoy ourselves. That's just point blank, period. If you feel restricted, if you feel you can't ever have a slice of pizza or some dessert or ice cream, there's no way that you're going to stick with a healthy routine. And there are ways that you can make some of your favorite foods, even the more indulgent ones, more healthy. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about ways that you can make 3 different types of foods that are common indulgences healthier. So one is pizza, 2 is Mexican food, and 3 is pasta. I feel like those are the 3 things when I'm talking to my clients that I work with one-on-one. They sometimes have a hard time figuring out ways to make these foods healthier. So when they go out to eat or order in, that they can still enjoy themselves, but still not get too far off track with their goals. So I'm just going to give you a few ideas and ways that you can make these foods healthier and more hormone friendly, which is really important because obviously we want to enjoy ourselves. We want to be able to indulge sometimes and live our lives, but we also don't want to eat too poorly all the time to where it takes us further away from our goals, especially if you're dealing with period issues, acne, bloating, weight gain, a lot of reproductive concerns like fibroids or PCOS, endometriosis, digestive issues. Obviously, eating poorly all the time is going to negatively impact those conditions. So we do want to be able to enjoy ourselves, but we also want to be able to keep it in check a little bit and be able to indulge healthier. So the first thing I want to talk about is pizza. So I am a pizza fanatic. I don't know too many people who don't like pizza, and I feel like it's a common indulgence that people want to know how to make it healthier. So the first thing I always say, when you're going to get pizza, try to get a lot of veggies on it. That's number one. Load it up with veggies. Peppers, onions, spinach. A lot of places have broccoli. Any veggies that they have, get it. That's a good way to get your daily servings of vegetables in a healthier. It's healthy because you can get your daily servings in, but it tastes good too. So load it up with veggies. Also, try to get thin crust. Those thick crust pizzas, they are so good, but they are packed with all those extra carbs and grease. So getting thin crust allows you to be able to enjoy the toppings more, like those veggies we just talked about, but it prevents you from having too much dough, which is just extra fat and extra grease. So if they have a thin crust option, opt for that. Cheese is another one. So I am about as dairy free as I can be. I don't have any allergy to dairy, but I do try to stay away from dairy as much as I can. So when I get my pizzas, I actually get it without cheese. And some people are like, how do you eat a pizza without cheese? But it's actually really good. But if you are someone who is like, girl, I gotta have my cheese with my pizza because pizza is just not pizza without cheese, try to get light cheese. Sometimes, the extra cheese and all of the gooiness is really, it tastes great, but dairy can sometimes be disruptive for a lot of people when it comes to their hormones. Not all people. I don't want to vilify dairy completely, but for a lot of people who do have reproductive conditions, or just health conditions in general, dairy can actually make those things worse. So getting a light cheese or foregoing the cheese altogether on your pizza will actually help to lower the fat content, the grease, and then also too, it just limits how much dairy that you're having in those slices of pizza. So light cheese or no cheese, going thin crust, packing on the veggies. And then another thing is get some meat, guys, on there because we need some protein. So either meat or a good protein source if you are a vegan or vegetarian. But a lot of people just think all veggie is great, which is it's really good. It's delicious. But anytime we're eating, especially for our hormones, we want to have some protein with that. The protein helps to keep us fuller longer. It helps us to stabilize our blood sugar, especially because pizza is a carb heavy meal. So making sure that you pair it with some like grilled chicken, for instance, is a really good option. So do all your veggies, but then get some grilled chicken or some chicken sausage or things like that to help to get your protein up in that meal, especially because it's super carb heavy. Next tip is sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I love to just do, instead of the red sauce, which sometimes has a ton of sugar and sodium, even just foregoing the red sauce on the pizza and getting like an olive oil based pizza with just herbs and olive oil. It sounds like it would be dry, but a lot of times the pizza places make it to the point where you know it's really kind of moist, but it's really good and it's a lot healthier. Or like a pesto sauce can be healthy too. So that's an alternative if you want to kind of cut back on the red sauce too, which sometimes, like I said, can have extra sugar and sodium. So those are just some tips on ways to make the pizza healthier. Obviously, another good way is to just pair your pizza with a huge green salad. So if you're having a huge salad on the side and you're scarfing down that salad, chances are you're probably going to have a couple less slices of the pizza. So those are just a couple of tips for pizza, ways to enjoy yourself but still make the pizza healthier. So the next thing I want to talk about is pasta. So pasta is so amazing. It tastes so good. I don't think I know too many people who don't like pasta either, but it is vilified for hormones. And if you're eating pasta a lot in large portions and, the sauces have heavy cream and cheese, it's definitely not hormone friendly at all. But there are some ways that you can make your pasta more healthy. So one of the things being, choose the right noodles. So I always say, try to get a whole grain, chickpea, lentil based, anything but like the white flour pasta. At least if you're going to do like a chickpea pasta or a lentil based pasta, you're going to get a lot of fiber and those healthier complex carbs as opposed to the refined, more simple carbs that just spike our blood sugar really high. And we don't need that. Our hormones hate blood sugar imbalances. So always pick a pasta if you can that is, like I said, whole grain. They have a lot of brown rice pastas now. They have lentil based pastas, chickpea pastas. I really like, I forget the brand, but this brown rice pasta, they're bow tie pastas and they are delicious. I would not be able to tell that they, if I had a blindfold and I ate it, I would think somebody gave me regular white flour pasta. So that's a good start, is picking a complex carb-based noodle as opposed to just regular white. And then the second thing is adding lots of veggies and protein to your pasta. So, just throwing in some spinach, some broccoli, some grilled chicken, some shrimp, some salmon. Like I talked about with the pizza, since the pasta is very carb heavy, you definitely want to try to make sure you're getting protein in because you want to stabilize your blood sugar and keep yourself feeling fuller longer. So adding in some protein, some lean, clean protein, like I said, chicken, salmon, shrimp, and then also loading it up with veggies. Like I said, spinach and broccoli are probably two of the most common, but then throw in some onions, some peppers, just load it up with color. I always say, if you are unsure of kind of ways to make your meal healthier, if you color it, chances are you're on the right track. So another thing too is be careful of the sauce. The sauce is probably, besides the noodles itself, the sauce is probably one of the largest, it's the easiest way to go wrong with pasta. I'll just say that. So, usually you got cheese, you got heavy cream, just dripping in just butter and all of that goodness is not healthy. So some good ways to make the pasta healthier with your sauce is, I always say, just do an olive oil and herb based sauce. That's a huge way to make it healthier. So instead of loading it up with cheese and heavy cream sauce, if you just get some olive oil, some basil and whatever type of herbs you like, and then, chop that up and then mix it up and pour that on the pasta. It sounds like it would be plain, but that olive oil with those herbs gives the pasta just enough sauce where it's not dripping with sauce, but it's still really delicious and it's lighter. So that is a really good way. Those are some really good ways to make your pasta healthier. And then just watching your portions too. Obviously with pasta, I know my husband and I have been guilty of this with spaghetti. I love his spaghetti so much. He makes like the bomb sauce, but I would just put it in like this big bowl and just like scarf it down. And so I probably had, I don't know how many servings in one bowl. It was crazy. So just watching your portions, especially with pasta, is really important too, because those calories and those carbs can add up. And I don't recommend, having to count carbs or I don't even count calories with my clients, but just in general, we want to make sure that we're getting those complex carbs in and not as much refined carbs, and just making sure we're getting in some protein for sure. So those are just some suggestions on ways to make your pasta healthier, where you can enjoy yourself but not get too far off track of your goals. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today, the last food that we can make healthier and more hormone friendly, is Mexican food. So I know that a lot of people, one of my clients that I've been working with, she loves going out for Mexican and margaritas. And I just feel like going out for Mexican food is probably like, it's just fun. You got the margaritas, you got your chips, your salsa, all of your meals with tons of cheese and refried beans. And it's definitely not always the healthiest, but there are some ways to make your Mexican rendezvous a little bit healthier. So one being, definitely if you're going to get a taco, a burrito, or any sort of tortilla based option, try to choose the baked corn tortilla over the white flour tortilla. So the white flour tortilla has very little nutrients. And the baked corn tortilla is not the healthiest, but it's definitely the better option. And you're going to get a little bit more fiber with that. So if you're going to get a taco or burrito, I love my white flour tortillas too, y'all. But choosing the baked corn tortilla will be the healthier option for you. Definitely getting your meat, if you're going to get, I always say like a lean steak, or get some grilled chicken or some fish or shrimp. Those are usually the healthier meat options if you're doing meat, as opposed to like the fried fish or fried chicken or things like that. Getting the baked or grilled options is healthier. And then pack your meal with veggies. So at, Mexican restaurants, usually it's like the tortilla veggies. So they're going to have onions and peppers. Pack your meal with that. That's a good way to fill up, but in a healthier manner. And then also choosing either black beans or pinto beans. The refried beans, a lot of people think, oh, it's beans, it's healthy. They pack that stuff with lard and all kinds of stuff. So the refried beans are probably one of the least healthy things to get at a Mexican restaurant. So if you're going to get like a burrito or things like that, try the black beans or the pinto beans. And I always say, if you're going to do rice or beans, I would say do one or the other. So I know it's good when you got rice and beans, but just for the extra blood sugar control, trying to kind of choose one. So usually I'll get pinto beans and forego the rice. Or if you want the rice, if you're a rice lover, maybe get brown rice if they have that, and just focus on that as opposed to the rice and the beans. But I always say beans are probably your better option over the rice, just because you're going to get some fiber and some protein from that. So like a good bowl, for instance, which is healthier than getting like a taco or burrito, because you don't have the shell, but you can have chicken, some piton beans, salsa, load up with salsa, fajita veggies, and then also being mindful of your cheese and sour cream and guac. That's probably where people, I would say, if they're doing pretty good, the cheese, the sour cream, and the guac is what gets them. So try, if you can, to either not get cheese or to limit how much cheese you get. Mexican restaurants are traditionally known for just, oh, all that good melty cheese or all the cheese sprinkled over. You got the queso. It tastes good, but it's definitely not the healthiest. So get, light cheese, and then if you want sour cream, get that on the side and just do a couple of dips for your meal, because the sour cream is definitely not the best option as well. So I usually say the guacamole is, you've got the avocado, so you got the healthy fats, but you just don't want to load up on too much of that. So get a lot of the sauces on the side, be very sparingly with them, and then I always say focus on the salsa. The salsa usually is lower in calories. It's a little healthier just because you don't have all of those other indulgent ingredients. So those are just a couple of tips just to kind of recap. So we're going to go with the Mexican food. We're going to go with the baked corn tortilla. If you are doing a taco or a burrito, you're going to stick with the baked chicken, grilled chicken, or baked or grilled fish or shrimp for your meats. We're going to steer clear of the refried beans and stick with pinto beans or black beans. And then also definitely just kind of being cautious about the rice and the beans, maybe choosing the beans first because you're going to get a little bit more fiber and protein from those. And then just being cautious with your cheese, your sour cream, and your guac. If you're going to get cheese, get light cheese. If you're going to get sour cream and guacamole, get it on the side and just use a little bit, and then focus on your salsa. So those are just some ways that you can still enjoy yourself. Like I said, my favorite thing to get at like a Mexican restaurant or even like a Chipotle is just a chicken bowl. And I usually will forego the rice. I usually just don't get rice, and I get pinto beans. I usually will get a few salsas and lettuce and lots of fajita veggies. And that's my bowl. I'm kind of boring, but it tastes really good, and it allows me to be able to go out and enjoy myself and then not have to feel like I got too far off track. So I hope that helps you guys a little bit, just giving you some tips on how to make your pizza, your pasta, and your Mexican food more healthy. If you guys like these tips, let me know. I can always pop in and just make it kind of a regular thing where I just take a couple of foods that are traditionally more indulgent and then help you guys with some tips on ways to make them healthier. Because like I said, it's super important to feel like you can live and you can enjoy yourself and still enjoy certain foods without feeling so restricted, because people really don't stick to healthy habits if they feel like they can't enjoy themselves. And so there is ways that you can enjoy yourself but still be healthy and still keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen. Let me know if you want me to do some more of these. I would appreciate your feedback. All right, have a great Friday and a great weekend. Bye.